Yes, sir. Oh, you can't get it right here. Walking to our left right now. Yeah. Try to get it first. If I put it on the wide side, we'll together.
Come out. I took as many as I could again. Take him. Thank you. You're right.
He's stuck in
Shout out to my water with us.
How you doing, man?
Hey, Adam.
How are you?
All right.
Vic, you've seemingly worked a lot on the Blitz this camp. Yesterday being a perfect example. How much of that is a byproduct of you needing to work on something that you're going to do a lot this season versus the offense needing it based upon what happened late last season?
There was no consideration for the offense. It was just time that we installed some stuff, and yesterday we worked on it. You know, we installed it prior to yesterday's practice and worked on it and called it a few times.
So there was never a conversation with Kellen and Nick before saying, hey, we need to work more on this because this is something that we need.
No, not beforehand. Kellen did tell me afterwards that it was good for them to see that. They need that.
What have you seen from the linebackers you're using to blitz? Jacoby and Trotter, all of them.
Yeah, I think some of them have good blitz abilities. It's always hard to tell until you get in real games or because, in practice, we're supposed to back off as we get close to the quarterback so you don't finish. And finish is the big thing in pass rush. So, that's why we fight for a lot of pass rush drills, because it's the one time we can finish and not worry about getting too close to the quarterback. So, yeah, but I do think we have some guys that can do it.
What's your approach with Cooper on your back in these next 2 weeks that makes you feel comfortable with him early in the season?
That's way too early to even answer that. He finally practiced yesterday and got about 12 reps, give or take. And some of those he wasn't even in the action just because the plays went away. So, I don't know. Yesterday was his first time to get any team reps, because what he got in the offseason was all 7-on-7. And 7-on-7 is not football. It's a teaching drill. And so, he's a long ways from me saying what he can or can't do.
What is your approach with him right now?
What do you mean?
In terms of, is he like on a pitch count right now?
Yeah, the downstairs people, he could take 2 to 3 snaps per period yesterday.
How do you feel Kobe Dean is progressing?
Good. I think he's doing good.
Linebacker's typically not a rotational position. Do you want to find 2 guys, or are you open if guys deserve a little bit of playing time? Are you open to a rotation?
Yeah, we're open to that. I do think you're better off with, a set group, because sometimes it's hard to get guys in and out. You don't want to have to sub to do stuff. But either way, I've done it both ways.
Were you able to get a better evaluation of some of your D tackles, I guess the bottom end depth chart guys? You said that coming out of Baltimore, you didn't have many snaps to evaluate. What have you seen? Were you able to evaluate them better against New England?
Yeah, New England was better because, number one, we practiced against them and had a good practice. And 2, we got, just a few more plays. I think in Baltimore we had 48, 49 plays, and last week we had 55. It was a better evaluation 2 days because of the practice, so we did. And I think some of the guys surfaced. I thought Booker played good in the game. Obviously had the sack, but did some other good things that aren't as noticeable to other people.
Bryce Office talked about how he's going more from an attack versus, in terms of the run defense versus read. There's a lot out there about how you teach your defensive linemen how to defend against the run. I was hoping we could hear the gap responsibilities of how you teach your defensive linemen.
We got a practice to go to.
It
all depends. It all depends upon the front we called, the defense we're in. That's an all-encompassing question there that really can't answer right now. But so, that would take too long. We'd have to go in there for a couple hours.
If somebody says gap and a half when you talk about run fit, would you say that's correct at least most of the time?
Not really. Not for the down guys, no.
Do you still see, with Cooper getting back and everything, do you see Quinyon still playing a lot in the nickel, or is that something that will kind of play itself out? What I'm saying?
I do think it will play itself out. We do Quinyon is, like I told you last time, we got a lot on his plate. In a perfect world, he could play corner and corner only, but we got to have a nickel. The nickel's going to be out on the field by today's standards 70 to 85% of the time. So it's an important position, and whatever our best combination is what we'll go with.
Vic, as long as you have, are you able to get a sense of how good you think the defense can be this early?
Well, I like our guys. I like our guys as individuals. They're all good guys. I like the unit. I love working with them. Time will tell on that. We haven't played real games yet, and that opener against that offense is going to be very challenging. So I think that's a better question to ask midway through the season.
Vic, Eli Ricks and Josh Jobe played some meaningful snaps on defense last season. What have you seen from them, and where do they stand in terms of development?
I think they're both improving. I think Eli's been doing a nice job. Josh has been getting good reps in there. We've got to cut down on his penalties. He's had a habit of being involved in too many PIs or holding calls. We got to get that rectified with him. But I do think both guys are working hard and improving. Yes.
Why did throwing a lot of guys with Cooper as he's going inside, outside, and limited right now? How are you approaching that and managing how he's learning and finding his place in the secondary whenever he's got limited time?
Well, with such the limited amount of reps that he's getting, right now we're focusing him at nickel. But he was drafted as a corner, and eventually like to see him out there, and then go from there. But like yesterday, he got 12 reps. It's going to be the same thing today, 2 to 3 reps per period. So, we're a ways away from knowing what we have there.
Does Jalen Carter remind you of anybody?
Who?
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. Not yet.
Why did Huff play? Why did Huff play in a smaller guy? With so many offenses now, putting their best receiver often in the slot, those guys are often bigger guys. How do you see that, the nickel position on defense changing?
Yeah, first off, you prefer it to be a guy that has a corner background. That's his primary, because you're right, there are some tough assignments in there. So there are a few safeties in the league that can play there and do well. Hamilton in Baltimore is awesome in there when he plays in there, but I think he's a rare bird. So it does need to be, generally speaking, a corner type, and corner types usually are on the small side. Until you can find that really good player like Baltimore has.
As far as Quinyon goes, Devonta Smith gave him a compliment yesterday. Said he ran a route that he had run last week, and Quinyon recognized it and was able to make a play on it. What are you seeing in terms of him in the in the meeting rooms and the film study and things like that?
Yeah, he's been great since the day we got him. He works really hard, focused in meetings, not just on the practice field. We have put a lot on his plate, like I've said. He hasn't backed down from it at all. And he's going to be a good player in this league.
Why did Huff play in the game, and what did you want to see from him?
Hear the first
Why
part?
did Huff play in the game, and what did you want to see from him?
Yeah, because Huff's playing a new position. He basically, as you guys know, only played in third down, 2-minute situations throughout his career. We'd like for him to be more of an every down player, and he needs to learn to do that. And in the game, he did some stuff that he really hadn't done up to this point yet, which was great to see. Great for his confidence, great for our confidence in him. So that 12, 15 plays that he got in the game were very fruitful for him.
How's the Bradbury safety experiment going?
I didn't hear you.
How's the Bradbury safety experiment going?
He's doing fine. Like I said last week, JB is a really smart player. He's experienced, and he's been able to carry over what he's learned as a corner to the safety position. Now, having said that, it's still new. And every day he's being exposed to something new. That's why it's great to go practice against another team, because you get to see new plays, new routes, and so it's a new experience for him. But overall, he's doing good, better than I thought he would do.
Last week, when you kind of talked about the backup nose, you brought up Milton a little bit, and maybe he'll have to take a rep there. What have you seen from PJ, Marlon, guys who got that a little bit bigger body?
Yeah, those two guys are definitely capable of playing nose, and if they're up on the game day roster, your backups have to be able to play multiple positions. You can't have a backup that's a nose only. It doesn't work. So yeah, both of those guys are capable.
It's our first time speaking with you since that Patriots practice. What did you learn about the team specifically that day, and especially with pressures and forcing turnovers?
It was a great learning experience for us. First off, we had a good practice with a good amount of reps, which is rare for us, and we were able to get a lot of guys a lot of work, both in individual periods, some pass rush drills, team drills. So it was a tremendous day of work, and our guys got better from it. The only way you get better at playing football is to practice football and playing a game, and we got a good day of that. But we were able to see new plays, new routes, go against different types of blockers, the way offensive linemen set, the way they protect. Those days are invaluable.
What were your impressions of Sidney Brown's rookie year tape?
I can't really say because, like, I didn't watch a lot of the previous year's tape. I mean, I watched some, but not a lot. But anxious to get him back out here.
Thanks, Vic.
Hey, folks, real quick.